Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today's topic is soul food top up. And I'm just wondering, how are you? How's your soul? Is it in need of being topped up? So as each moment is going by, and I'm just going to try and see if I can look to see if anybody's on the live stream, because it is great to have conversation and to find out where people are up to. So, gosh, and it's come up straight away. So today's conversation is very much about how do we top our souls up? And I think on the headline, it says that how we begin to transform the world. I do apologise for that. I need to edit that. How we begin to transform our world. That's what it should say. But I guess it's just one of those things that, let's see if I can edit that. But the connection might not be great. But I will correct that. So how do we begin to transform our world? How do we begin to do that? So let's have a see. I'll just edit the post. See if it will do it while I'm live. It's been beautiful weather here today. The sun has actually felt a really good sun energy. So I'm hoping that you're able to top up as well. And if you've got any questions or anything that you're concerned about, anything that you want me to talk about, then do make that clear underneath. I can't edit that right now, so I shall just go back to where we were. Honestly, it's dangerous touching anything whilst anything's happening. So how are you today? How's your soul in need of being topped up, if it needs to be topped up? How? So luckily today there's just been some amazing revelations is probably the word, and so I'm hoping to pass those on to you if I can try and see where we are on the screen, because I just want to make sure that I can see your questions as they're coming in, because it is great to have live feedback. I'm mindful that people have made comments when I've been on stream but I haven't realised. So how do we transform our world? That's the questions that are currently being asked right now. And the conversations that I'm having with friends, in particular with a couple of people who are enlightened beings, really. So how do we transform our world? Because our world has changed, as we know. Our world is not the same as it was. It's not going to be the same. And it needed to change. It needed to change into being a more compassionate world. So when I talk about the world, I not only talk about outside of ourselves, but it's about inside of ourselves. It's about our world, a reflection of who we are. How do we transform our world? We transform ourselves, and we begin with ourselves. So I'm not sure if this is still recording or not. I'm hoping that it is. Yeah, I'm still live. So how do we transform ourselves? Well, first of all, we have to go within. And this is our opportunity right now in humanity, in the times that we are in, to go within. There's nowhere else to go. Many people, and maybe some people will resonate with this, that they've spent a lot of time outside of themselves, that they've spent a lot of time outside themselves. Outside as in not necessarily doing the inner work. So when you think about it, we came to this earth, we were born, we were pushed out into the world, and we've never stopped being out in this world. Many people will decide to go within in terms of if there's been a crisis in their life or they're adapting to change in some way, then it gives sometimes us an opportunity to look within ourselves. So we talk about this personal development as it's kind of like become a trend. It's become a flippancy in many ways. But it's about, do we check in with what our personal development has taught us? Because our personal development journey, and if you're on a personal development journey and you've consciously chosen to be on a personal development journey, then just tick underneath, just make some comments underneath to say, actually, you are on that spiritual, personal growth, personal development. So how do we get to that? Often we get to that because of change. And it's perfectly okay. But when we get into that space that's within us, what happens to us? I'm scanning all the time. I'm scanning experiences. I'm scanning my own experience. And I'm trying to make it into a conversation that's not too long, because it's quite deep. So when we go within ourselves around our development, our spiritual development, our personal development, thank you for joining me. What we're doing is we're going down layers. So if you can imagine the earth is an upside down pyramid, and you can imagine that the layers that the earth goes down. There's so many layers, and we're trying to get to like that crystal clear, the crystalline layer of our earth, the core of our earth, to really tap into ourselves and the truth of who we are. Wouldn't you agree? Again, write underneath if that's the case. So when we talk about transforming our world, we're talking about as above, so below. So if we're transforming our world, then we're transforming these layers of our earth. And if we're transforming those layers, we're going deep within ourselves, and we're having to address all the layers that make us up to being who we are. Please let me know if you're connecting and understanding this, because the intention is to try and make this as simple as possible. So when I talk about the layers of the earth, the symbols that have been given to me, as you can see down here, I'm hoping that you can see those down the side, it's on the opposite here. These are some of the layers. So we've got the layer of time. Now, luckily, our time has just been given back to us. So we're no longer in the whole enslavement. Our time, to a degree, we're in this pause. So we're able to get some of our time back to maybe look at a different way of being. So instead of being doing, we're going into this space of being. So time has just been given back to us. Resources. Now, some of us don't have as much resources as others, but right now, things like we're not able to go out driving, we're not able to maybe shop as much as we did before. So actually our resources, we don't have the need for many resources. We might have a need, but we don't have the need for many. That's really important, because if we are able to hold some of our resources, then it's about how do we distribute those resources that we have to those people that need them maybe more than ourselves. That's really important. So distribution of resources is a real key thing right now. Health, obviously health is something that we're all being told to do. Look after our health, boost our immune system, get your vitamin C's from your lemons, and get some fresh air, get the vitamin D. So really look at our food intake and making sure that we're just looking after our health a little bit more. People are feeling healthier because they're not out there. And actually why they're feeling healthier in some ways is because they're reducing the stress. It's the stress that actually damages our health. Personal growth, so you can just see that up to there, personal growth. And then if I'll just move it down a tiny bit, you might be able to see the rainbow, which is our hopes and dreams. So basically what I'm trying to do is to help you to get to your spiritual growth and your hopes and dreams. And what we do is there's a star down there, which you can't see, but I can show you here. So we're trying to get to this star, which is about planning our lives, or certainly reflecting upon our lives in a specific way. So yeah, you can just see the rainbow and the stars there. So that's what we're trying to get to. So the point is, if we can address the top parts, the time, the money and resources, our health, and those three things, if we address those three things, the way that we address them is by recognizing that we've all got the same in common. And the programming, so when we went to school and we went to church and we had all those structures, our jobs, our education, these were the pillars of society that we all fell into, we were all part of, because it was just part of what our parents knew and their parents. So we became part of the system. But what we didn't realise was that we had a choice to be part of those systems. And this is the place that we're at now. So now what's happening is all the undergrowth of those systems in terms of awareness are coming to light. And it's going to rock us a little bit. You know, we're hearing a bit about the church, we're hearing a bit about, the music industry, we're hearing about the food industry, we're hearing about pharmaceuticals, we're hearing about all these different pockets of our society that we've just inherited. Now it's about saying, hold on a minute, but what have I inherited? Because I didn't sign up for that. That's what's going to be starting to happen. So people are going to start recognizing that actually, what is the alternative? Because I don't really want that. That's what we're creating. So we're creating a school of ambassadors of change. people that have got together and that decided that they were going to just share a different story. So I really want to show you this slide that I've been working on today, that sometimes sometimes it takes a while in the system, sometimes it takes me ages to do this, but I just wanted to show you this. I wanted to preview this because what I'm doing is sharing with you a strategy that I've been working on for, obviously, many of you know now, that I've been working on for 20 years. I've been working on this strategy for 20 years. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. It was about being able to just share my story. And I'm really, really excited about the fact that we've got this slide, honestly, because I like to do things properly and I like to do them to the best of my abilities. And so here we have how to transform the world with your story. And I feel as though this is a real celebration because right now, all we have is our story. All we have, all that we can share is our story. But by each person taking the time to share their story means that we capture this moment of transition. We're capturing the moment that we decided that we were going to be accountable for our time here. We were going to be responsible for our evolution in terms of humanity. So I invite you to come and share your story, because in doing that, we do transform our world and we evolve our world, because we are our world. Each one of us are brothers and sisters, and each brother and sister, it's about sharing, where have you been? And so this structure that you'll get to find out about is about becoming a co-creator of our new earth, the way that we are, that we no longer choose to not see each other. We no longer choose to have differences separate us. We no longer do that. We choose to do or be because it's a choice. So are you doing or are you being? This is about givers. If you're a giver, then you're going to love this process. If you're a taker, then maybe get on to the next video, because this is about giving back to those people that have given all their lives or a good part of their lives, or who have given to Mother Earth, who have given to knowing that something wasn't right, who have given thought to becoming the change that you wish to see. And we do that by going within. So this is an internal journey that's shared with your brothers and sisters, all of us on the same journey. What I'm going to be doing is going through a series of these beautiful slides that were designed over 10 years ago. The time's now to expose them to the world, and I'm just really glad that they're so bright and colourful and that I remembered that I'd got them there. Thank you so much. Today was Soul Food Top Up. I hope your soul's been topped up. We're on a journey to make some dreams come true and to really accelerate our evolution. The tipping point is possibly going to be another 12 years. Are we really going to wait for 12 years to wake up, to really recognise, to wake up to recognising each other? This story process is going to help you to wake up and accelerate much quicker. 24 hours is all that it takes. If you want to register, then do sign up underneath. Please share the video, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.